Hey guys, this is Car speaking, and in today's Little Dev Update I'm just going to give you a quick note on, well, the upcoming patch. Because there hasn't been a public release of any of these patches for over a month. There have been a few updates to the open beta branch, and not that many recently either, because we have been going through and fixing quite a lot under the hood things that should make the game more stable and a lot more performant. And that will be good news to a lot of you who are not on super high-end systems, like me here at home, and have been struggling a bit with like UI unresponsiveness and campaign monthly ticks taking forever, and cars loading in taking forever, and all that stuff. Well, we have a bit of a patch coming up for you, and that one will release to the open beta branch today. Well, that is today New Zealand time when this video is coming out. So within a few hours of the video releasing. And, well, what more is in there, Kiro? Well, apart from all these very important things, there are quite a few important fixes in there too. Fixed some memory leaks, but also more importantly, there is one specific crash bug which many people have been running into. Not all of you, but many people. I get it like once every 2 or 3 hours or something. And that is one that seemingly is random, like, oh, but I didn't do anything special, like I just wiggled a slider or something and suddenly it crashes. Yeah, we have gone through and found probably over 100 instances where we did a bit of a boo-boo. And in previous patches we have patched out some of the worst offenders out of all these places, but now we've gone through and completely gotten rid of that type of bug. So if you get random crashes now after this one, then there is something else that is grinding your nerves and our nerves as well, which we have to find out what is causing those crashes. But we've gotten rid of a lot of memory leaks, a lot of memory handling is being optimized and so on. So while there are a few different things in here that you will spot that are quite a bit quicker, you probably won't notice too many changes. Like, yeah, okay, we've updated the sliders and so on, and but what is one interesting, just to give you a quick example of what we have been doing. One problem is that whenever you change something, the calculations obviously are called, and then it is updating everything that needs to be updated. But that was done in a single go. And that meant that the UI did become a little unresponsive while it was calculating, and especially on slower systems, that really is grinding. But now what we have done is to basically build a queue system where only so many things are done per frame, and that means that there is less load per frame. It still takes the same amount of time basically for the calculations, but you get more spots in the meantime where you can say like, oh, but I've actually moved the slider further. So please abort that calculation and give me the result of the new one. So overall that makes the system a lot more snappy feeling, even though it takes the same amount of time to calculate. Those calculations are already pretty optimized. And things like the market thing here, instead of using 60 different widgets, is now just using one and just calling data more efficiently and so on. So overall, a really good and important patch that is coming up. And also we have some fixes for the Lite campaign. Some of you were running into issues with factories disappearing, and we found out, well, they weren't actually disappearing, they were just not showing up. So you could say that they actually were disappearing, but no, they were still there, just not shown in the fucking list. Yes, really bad. And another biggie for the Lite campaign, whenever you deleted a facelift you were working on, it basically corrupted the previous facelift. We found the issue for that and fixed it. So that's all good. So what kind of performance increases are we talking about here for the Lite campaign in the end game? Well, we've probably cut down the month tick time by about 70%. And especially when you are having a company with a lot of cars in there, there was just huge amounts of data in the tables for all the trims you've created so far that was gone through for no good reason, and we've collapsed that data down smartly so that it is a lot quicker to get through, and that will make a big difference. Anyway, I just wanted to give you that heads up. So this patch is coming out today. It is going out to the open beta branch, and probably then on Friday, if there are no bigger issues, we are going to also put that on the public branch, because that branch really needs an update to the new save system, to the new paint system. Oh, the new paint system! Okay, Rob, you haven't talked about the new paint system yet. Let's have a quick look. I know, there was a new paint system quite recently already. But, oh, still loading in some fixtures. There was a new paint system quite recently, but from there we have revamped it again, because it wasn't quite as good as we wanted it to be. And now we almost have it where it should be. And as you can see there, even some features that have been long requested are coming here. Color schemes. Interesting. They are still work in progress, of course. So let's take a look here. We now have this layout. You come in here. You should be. This shouldn't be a snail, but this is factory slowdown, not miscellaneous paint slots. So body paint slots. So you can either select all body paint slots or specific ones that are on this car, available on this car. And if we go in here, you can have a look here at on the car. What do we have on the car? Well, we have on the car lots of paints. I don't know why they are all on the car. They probably at some point were on the car. And we have let's see, Merano. Oh, this might actually be the paints of the guy who designed this. Ashdam, you crazy person. So many paints. Did I steal your paints? Did I steal your paints, mate? So we have the Merano paint, and now when you click one here, you get several options. You can these are the local paints, the on-car paints. Then we will have company paints that are like in a folder basically for your company. And then we have global paints that are available from everywhere. So temporary paints on the car that are saved within the car, company paints, global paints. And you can select the category here. And you can save into the various categories as well. So let's say we want to make this in Nimbus. So we just go and apply that paint and have the car like this already there. So okay, so far so good, so standard. Now let's say we want to edit this one, and you get into a fancy new UI. This is simple mode. Most people will find what they need here. There's some reasonable color choices in here, as well as some good shine and flake options. And well, then you can also select plastic, carbon fiber, and chrome as base material, of course. This is now paint, this is chromey material, plastic material, carbon fiber. Oh yeah. So let's base it on paint, medium, and now we can also go to advanced mode. And advanced mode is basically what you know from before, where you have the full options, but also you get the actual values of what you have been setting, so that you can, well, note them down if you really need to, or try to recreate certain colors according to the values you have seen from some web page or whatever. And this gives you really full control. You can then just finish editing or revert back to basic paint mode if you're scared. And from here, we can just finish the editing. You don't save from here. That is what you, well, it's now saved on the car. Our changes are saved here. And you can, if you wanted to, save this one as a global paint, or just leave it there. And now let's let's sign this one off. And this was going into all paint slots, and of course you can apply whatever you want to the car in the various slots. So this is all working as previously. Let's see what we have there. Yeah, we do want to have the river stone in this one. Oh yes, how ugly is this? Very good. So I think this shows the new paint system to some extent. It has a lot more possibilities, and what more is to come is the scheme options, where you can save a current setup for all these slots you have defined as a theme, so that you can create company themes for your cars. Like, this is my red-black trim, and this is my yellow-white trim, and stuff like that. And then you can just click the button and boom! The car has assigned to its slots all the paints you have defined for those slots. So quite nifty. And I think especially the hardcore car builders among you will rejoice at seeing these new options. Well, that should be it for today though. This patch will be dropping later today, and it will be on the open beta branch, and later this week, hopefully, unless you guys, which I hope you don't find bigger bugs because they are not there, but please have a look. If you find anything that you see needs to be fixed immediately, because pitchforks and stuff are coming out otherwise, and yeah, please note that on the forums. And then on Friday we will have the public beta, the public build go live, and from there we are going back to looking at actual feature implementation beyond stuff like mostly cleanup and performance increases and bug fixes. Should be good. So I hope you enjoy, and see you guys next time.